in Stoic Men Tribe. Today we're tapping into a powerful truth, a moment of inner strength, sharp clarity and timeless wisdom. Don't skip any part of this video. Share your thoughts in the comment. Please do us a favor by hitting the subscribe button, like and turn on notifications, so you never miss an update. Let's break it down. 8 morning habits that make you unstoppable. 1. Checking your phone the moment you wake up. It might seem harmless, reaching for your phone first thing in the morning. After all, it's your alarm clock, your calendar, your link to the world. But this seemingly innocent habit can erode your mental clarity before your day even begins. When you check your phone the instant you open your eyes, you're surrendering your mind to chaos before it has a chance to center itself. Notifications, emails, texts, social media alerts, they all compete for your attention, demand immediate responses, and flood your consciousness with input you didn't ask for. In doing so, your brain switches instantly from rest to reaction. You haven't chosen your first thought of the day. Your phone has. This external rush becomes your mental baseline. Instead of starting the day on your own terms, you're pulled into the agendas, crises, and opinions of others. Your mind loses the opportunity to wake slowly, to reflect, to notice how it actually feels. Over time, this can subtly but persistently increase your anxiety, shorten your attention span, and erode a sense of agency in your life. Philosopher Blaise Pascal once said, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." This quote, written centuries ago, is hauntingly relevant to the smartphone age. The impulse to check your phone the second you wake up is a modern refusal to sit quietly with your own thoughts, your own presence. It's not just about distraction. It's about a deeper discomfort with stillness and a growing dependency on stimulation to feel real or connected. Instead, consider reclaiming your mornings. For the first 30 minutes, don't look at a screen. Let your mind wander. Breathe, journal, stretch, make coffee. Just be. The goal isn't to disconnect entirely. It's to begin your day deliberately, not defensively. Because how you start your morning is how you build your inner world, and your inner world shapes everything else. 2. The seductive trap of the snooze button, a quiet saboteur of stability. It's a quiet decision, almost imperceptible. Your alarm goes off. You don't speak. You don't think. You just move your thumb and silence it. The brain says, 5 more minutes won't hurt. The body agrees. This bed is warm. The world is cold. We're not ready. And so, you slip back under. Those few extra minutes feel comforting, gentle, even luxurious. But they are a trick, a false kindness that masks long-term harm. A true story, just a few more minutes. Let's visit Jacob, a 34-year-old graphic designer living alone in a small apartment above a bakery in Boston. His job is demanding, often requiring long hours of creative focus. Like many people, he wants his mornings to be calm and productive. He sets his alarm for 6 a.m., determined to get a head start. Meditation, coffee, maybe even a jog. But when the alarm blares, he feels heavy, drained. 5 more minutes, he thinks. Snooze, then again, and again. By the time he opens his eyes for good, it's 7:15. He leaps out of bed, irritated. No time for breakfast. He skips the jog. He's behind on emails. His morning becomes a frantic scramble, not because he didn't sleep, but because he didn't start. The day unfolds from that fractured foundation. He feels like he's catching up, all day. And this isn't rare. It's the rhythm of his life now. He keeps wondering why he always feels a step behind, why his mornings feel like a battle. But it all begins the same way, with a single unconscious decision to delay the moment of waking. The science behind the fog. When you first wake up, Especially with a well-timed alarm, your brain is often completing a REM cycle, the lightest stage of sleep. If you get up at this point, your body is best prepared to transition into alertness. But when you hit snooze, your brain begins a new sleep cycle. And this one is doomed to be interrupted. After 5 to 10 minutes, that second alarm rips you out of deeper sleep, leaving your brain in a confused, chemically disoriented state, known as sleep inertia. This inertia isn't just mild grogginess. It can impair cognitive function, decision-making, and mood for up to 4 hours after waking. In other words, the snooze button isn't giving you more sleep. It's giving you worse sleep and a fuzzier, more unstable mind to start your day with. If this resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. What it teaches your mind. Beyond the physical effects, snoozing has a psychological consequence that's often overlooked. It trains your brain to delay discomfort. Each time you hit snooze, you're subconsciously telling yourself, avoid what is hard. Put it off. You are not ready. But this mindset doesn't vanish when you get out of bed. It lingers. It bleeds into how you respond to email, to conversations, to tasks you'd rather avoid. It's like planting a seed of hesitation, first thing every morning. And over time, this repetition builds an identity, not just a habit. You become someone who delays rather than acts. A moment of stillness. Here's where we turn inward. Ask yourself, what is the first promise I keep or break each day? Because that's what the snooze button is, a broken promise. You told yourself you'd wake at 6:30, but then you didn't. You said it would be just once, but it wasn't. You wanted control, but surrendered it to a soft, buzzing lie. Philosopher Seneca, the great Roman Stoic, once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." He wasn't talking about the snooze button, but he might as well have been. Replacing the habit with intention. How do we escape this gentle sabotage? You don't need to become a 5 a.m. monk or run a mile before dawn. You simply need to wake when you say you will. Here's how. Set only one alarm, not 3. 1. Place your phone across the room. Make it harder to snooze unconsciously. Use a gentle alarm. A sunrise light or soft chime can reduce the jarring wake-up feeling. Create a small wake-up ritual. Keep a glass of water by your bed. Stretch. Open a window. Give your body a reason to rise. Most importantly, decide the night before. Tell yourself, when the alarm goes off, I will rise. Not because I want to, but because I said I would. This is about something bigger than sleep. It's about honoring your own word. It's about starting your day not in resistance, but in alignment. It's about choosing clarity over comfort, and eventually, stability over chaos. In the end, the snooze button doesn't just delay your wake-up, it delays your life. And you deserve better than that. 3. The sugar-coated sabotage, how your breakfast sets your mood on fire. You wake up hungry. You need something fast, something comforting. Maybe it's a muffin, a cinnamon roll, a bowl of sweet cereal, toast with jam. Even healthy options like granola bars or fruit smoothies are often loaded with sugar and light on real substance. They taste good. They give you a burst of energy. They feel like they're helping. But within an hour or two, something shifts. Your focus starts to scatter. You feel irritable, even though nothing's gone wrong. You're hungrier than before, and now you're reaching for another snack, a second cup of coffee, or something to take the edge off. But it's not hunger alone. It's instability. Blood sugar has spiked, and now it crashes. This is the trap of the high-sugar, low-protein breakfast. It starts sweet, but ends in volatility. The hidden roller coaster. When you consume a meal made mostly of sugar or refined carbohydrates, like white bread, pastries, or sweet cereals, your blood glucose rises rapidly. Your body responds by releasing a surge of insulin, whose job is to bring sugar levels back down. But here's the problem. This process often overcorrects. You're left with low blood sugar, which triggers brain fog, anxiety, fatigue, and hunger. Not because you need more food, but because your internal chemistry is swinging wildly. This instability doesn't just affect your energy levels. It influences your emotions, your ability to focus, and even your self-control. If your morning begins on a sugar high, the rest of your day becomes a game of biochemical whack-a-mole. A short story. The creative burnout. Consider Maya, a freelance writer and artist. She wakes up early and reaches for what's quick: a banana, a flavored yogurt, and a granola bar. It feels light and healthy, but within 90 minutes, she's jittery and distracted. She sits at her desk, trying to write, but her mind jumps around. By 11 a.m., she's tired and moody. She wonders why she can't focus, why her energy is unpredictable. She tells herself it's stress. What she doesn't realize is this: her body isn't undernourished in calories, it's undernourished in balance. When she begins replacing that breakfast with eggs, whole grain toast, and avocado, everything changes. Her mental crashes disappear. Her mornings are steady. Her focus returns. The problem was never her ability. It was her blood sugar. The deeper meaning. What breakfast represents. Your first meal isn't just about fuel. It's the first conversation you have with your body each day. It's a moment of alignment or betrayal. Do you give your body the slow, stable energy it needs to meet life with calm? Or do you ask it to chase spikes and crashes before the sun is even high? Breakfast can be an act of respect or an act of neglect. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once wrote, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." Think of your day like this: a fig in its ripening. You cannot rush into clarity, into energy, into patience, without first tending to your inner soil. Your breakfast is the soil. A sugar-loaded breakfast says, rush, stimulate, crash. A balanced breakfast says, stabilize, sustain, rise. A better way to begin. A nourishing breakfast doesn't have to be complex, but it must be grounding. Here's what works: protein, eggs, Greek yogurt, tofu, turkey sausage, cottage cheese. Healthy fats: avocado, nuts, seeds, olive oil, nut butters. Complex carbs: oats, whole grain bread, sweet potatoes, quinoa. Fiber: berries, flaxseed, vegetables, chia seeds. Try a combination like scrambled eggs with spinach and whole grain toast. Greek yogurt with chia, berries, and walnuts. A smoothie with protein powder, nut butter, and oats. Even 15 minutes of mindful prep can set your inner world on the right course. 4. Skipping breakfast. Starving the mind. Before the day begins. We live in a culture that often confuses productivity with self-neglect. Skipping breakfast has, in some circles, become a badge of discipline or efficiency. Some say, "I'm not hungry in the morning," or "I don't have time," or even, "I function better without it." But for many people, skipping breakfast isn't a conscious, empowering choice. It's a habit of avoidance, busyness, or neglect. And its consequences are rarely obvious until much later in the day. The energy depletion. You don't notice. After a night of fasting, your brain and body are naturally low on accessible energy. Glucose levels are depleted. Your cortisol, stress hormone, is peaking to help you wake up, and your insulin sensitivity is high. Skipping breakfast can force your body into a stress response, especially if you're someone sensitive to blood sugar drops. This leads to fatigue, brain fog, poor concentration, irritability, and even mood swings. You might not immediately attribute these symptoms to hunger, but your body knows. A skipped breakfast can quietly drain your mental resilience. You begin your day in deficit, asking your mind to perform with no fuel. Imagine asking a car to take you cross-country without gas, or sitting down to write with a pen that has no ink. The problem isn't your mind, it's that you haven't fed it. A real-life moment. The delayed crash. Think of Lisa, a 41-year-old project manager. Her mornings are hectic. Kids, work emails, commuting. She skips breakfast most days, opting for coffee instead. She powers through her first few hours, but by 11 a.m. she's tired, short-tempered, and craving carbs. By 3 p.m., she's eating whatever's available, not because she's hungry, but because she's depleted. She doesn't connect the dots, that her irritability, foggy thinking, and emotional crashes are linked to how her day began. Empty. It's not about big meals. It's about any nourishment. You don't need to cook a gourmet breakfast to stabilize your mind. Even a simple, small, nutrient-rich meal can transform your energy curve. Here's what makes a difference. Protein, e.g., eggs, nuts, Greek yogurt, healthy fats, avocado, seeds, nut butter, complex carbs, oats, whole grains, fruit. Even something like half a banana with almond butter and a boiled egg can keep your blood sugar steady and your mind calm. A philosophical reflection. Lao Tzu once wrote, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Skipping breakfast is like trying to begin that journey without shoes. You may walk, but you'll stumble. You'll strain. You'll burn out quickly. Feed your body early. Doesn't have to be big. It just has to be intentional. Because clarity and calm are not created in chaos. They're nourished into being. 5. Waking with the weight of negative thoughts. The mental climate. You carry the first few thoughts of your morning may seem small, but they are not insignificant. They are the emotional blueprint of your day. If your first waking thoughts are something like, "Ugh, I didn't sleep enough. I'm already behind. Today is going to suck." Then you're not starting your day. You're defending yourself from it. The hidden power of first thoughts. Your brain is incredibly vulnerable right after waking. In the first 30 minutes of the day, your mind transitions from theta brainwaves, dreamlike, creative, into full alertness. This is a deeply impressionable time, neurologically speaking. Negative self-talk or anxious anticipation during this window imprints your nervous system with a sense of threat. You prime your body for tension, your mind for pessimism, and your heart for defensiveness before anything bad has even happened. You're not reacting to reality, you're reacting to your projection of it. A brief scene. Mental weather at 6:45 a.m. Alex opens his eyes. His first thought, "I hate this job. I can't do this anymore." He doesn't say it aloud. He just feels it deeply. By the time he's brushing his teeth, he's already carrying dread. Not because something bad has occurred, but because his internal narrative is already at war with the day. Nothing external has changed yet, but his perception has shifted. His nervous system is in survival mode. And so everything, emails, conversations, even small challenges, feels heavier. The key isn't to fake happiness or force yourself into false positivity. It's to pause the automatic cascade of negativity and gently redirect. You might try a short gratitude practice. What am I glad to have today? A grounding question. How can I approach this morning with calm? A breath. Slow, deep, intentional. A journal prompt. What would a good day look like, even in small moments? The tone you set in the morning often becomes the emotional background music of your entire day, and you get to choose the playlist. A thought from Marcus Aurelius, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Let that sink in. Your first thoughts Those quiet whispers in the dark are not harmless. They are paintbrushes. They stain the soul. Choose your palette wisely. Even just 5 minutes of stillness, reflection, or breath can change your entire mental landscape. You don't need a perfect morning. You just need one that begins in awareness. Both skipping breakfast and beginning the day with negative thoughts are, at their root, symptoms of disconnection, from the body and from the mind. Bring yourself back, with food, with breath, with presence, and you'll find the day meets you with more clarity than you thought possible. 6. Drifting out of bed into disorder. Life without a morning ritual fare. The very first seconds after you open your eyes, nothing has happened yet, but the stage is set. If you simply fall forward into the day, scrolling, answering pings, stumbling to the shower, grabbing whatever clothes are clean, you've already surrendered authorship. Your brain, still producing theta wave dream currents, is thrust without notice into a barrage of demands. Stress hormones surge, heart rate climbs, and a primitive urgency. Something's wrong, fix it now, becomes the day's emotional wallpaper. You are reactive before you are awake. Aristotle observed, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. A morning ritual is the incubator of that excellence. It doesn't have to mimic a monk's. Even 15 to 30 minutes of gentle structure, open the curtains, drink water, wash your face, stretch for 2 songs, note 3 priorities, tells your nervous system, I am the one steering. Over weeks, this simple choreography rewires the brain toward intentionality. Cortisol peaks lower, focus lasts longer, and the outer world feels less like an ambush. Small rituals, practiced daily, become quiet armor. 7. Running on vapor, the silent tax of morning dehydration. You lose nearly a cup of water overnight through breath and skin. Wake up, skip fluids, and your blood literally thickens. The heart must pump harder to deliver oxygen. The brain conserves resources by slowing.